All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first reading sprint for Lute this month. Our next reading sprint will be later in the month. I believe it is on. Let me check before I say the wrong dates because I'm all over the place today, unfortunately. Our
Why do I not remember?
It's the 22nd for the second reading sprint.
Yes.
So if you have to leave or want to come back for the second one, it's the 22nd. It'll probably also be in the evening. It's just a Saturday. We try to make it more accessible to having one on a weekday and one on a weekend so that anyone who wants to show up for a reading sprint and make some progress on the books that we read, they are able to do that. So, with that being said, our other things of business before we get to actually reading is we have our book discussion this month on the 27th at 7:15, which is a Thursday. We normally try to do a Thursday if we can help it. The only reason why it's not a Thursday is if we have conflicts. And then our book vote is open until the 16th at 11:59 p.m. So you have until then to vote for your favorite for our July book pick.
I believe Camp Damascus is currently in the lead.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It might be a tingle month. Ooh, we could do some short sprints with some tinglers.
Right? That would be so fun. Considering I love Chuck so much, but I feel so bad because other than the book that Kaylee read to us in the back of the car on the way from San Antonio, like coming back from San Antonio after seeing Chuck, at his event, which was oh so amazing, so wonderful. Highly recommend if you ever get the chance to go to an event with Chuck Tingle and he is hosting the event, go. It was spectacular.
If you have the opportunity to meet Chuck Tingle,
just do it. Just do it. He is a beautiful disco ball of a gopher of a person. I love him to the ends of the earth. I feel so bad that that book and Straight, Camp Damascus, and Bury Your Gaze are the only ones that I've read by him. It's not like I haven't wanted to read any more of his work, but it's more of like time and having to do this. And when I'm working on graphics for the Crypt, I typically put on an audiobook or music or something I can just listen to so I can like multitask. But I feel like with Chuck's works, because I love and deeply respect Chuck, I wouldn't be able to listen to an audiobook of his and do Crypt graphics. I would want
to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone would like to experience us listening to Kaylee give a dramatic reading of part of The Telltale Butt by Chuck Tingle, I believe it's in our reels on Instagram.
So I'll have to check, and if it's not, I'll post it later.
If not, I know it's on mine on reels, Lady Tartan.
Okay. We'll figure out how to share it at some point. Point is, we love Chuck Tingle. Surprise, we're just a Chuck Tingle fan club masquerading.
I'm so torn though, because I also love Curse of the Reaper. I love Brian. So it's like that. It's Sophie's choice.
Right. Well, my joke is coming from the fact that we've been tagging him in like a lot of things because it's Pride Month. And I'm like, he's probably so sick of us right now. And he's so nice. He won't say it. Which I don't think he's actually sick of us. I don't.
Love is real.
He's just really excited. And I feel so bad because I'm so shy. I don't like I make the post, I make the graphics, and then Kaylee's like, tag this person, this is the person, this person, and she's like, for the love of God, don't stop tagging Chuck when you use his properties. just tag him. He's fine with it. He's okay. And I'm pretty sure when he gets annoyed, he'll tell me. Said Kaylee, because she does occasionally get to talk to Chuck, which she's doing what my autistic heart can't, which I only cope with interviewing authors for the Crypt because I don't know them deeply or as much as you guys do. So I can like not fangirl. And right now, the fact that Camp Damascus is winning in the book vote so far is just blowing my mind, and I'm so excited because that means it's going to be like the third time that I've read Camp Damascus in a year. And my bandana is on my wall right there, so like every time I go to reach for a crochet project to finish it and get it out of my way, I'm like, yes, burn it down, please.
I do love my bandana too.
I love it so much. I'm so I love him. But other pieces of business is our movie night is next Saturday on the 15th. I believe that one's also at 7 p.m. as well. Because we normally try to do 2 options for movie night, and then whichever one is available on streaming. One of our options, The Wicker Man with Christopher Lee. That's the correct version, right, Laura?
Yes, the other version doesn't exist. We pretend it doesn't exist.
That's fine. We are watching the Christopher Lee version, the original version of The Wicker Man.
1973.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and watch it on your own, you already know what movie it is. Our announcement will be posted tomorrow on our Instagram and our Discord if you are interested, as well as how to teleparty it or watch party it because it's available on Amazon. It may be a little bit of a different process than how we have been able to watch them in the past. So hopefully we'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, it's The Wicker Man. It's available on Amazon for no extra cost right now. I checked. So that is what we will be doing for movie night. Go vote for your favorite book. I think that's all we have for business. Once again, I'm going to plug the fact that we are also concurrently reading Dracula Daily, and there is a text channel dedicated to it in our Discord. If you want to hop in and get caught up to speed, it started on May 3rd, so you're only like a month and 3 days behind. Really easy to get caught up, and it's going to last from May 3rd to November. So, and you'll have people to talk about it with, and you'll get some really awesome cookbook recipes, courtesy of Jonathan Harker. I'm sorry, I forgot how much he's just like, I want all this food, and I'm going to collect the recipes so that Mina can just make it for me when I go home. I forgot what kind of person Jonathan Harker is. Which is just a disaster of a man, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah. How are you going to be reading or consuming your literature this evening, Laura?
So I am rereading Lute on my Kindle so I can highlight the stuff I like. I read this last February.
Oh, wow.
At the beginning of last year, and this is one of my like Roman Empire books. I love it so much. I'm so excited for the discussion to actually be able to talk about this and dissect it and go through it. But yes, I am reading on Kindle today.
I am reading it in the audiobook version for Libby. Which, side note, I am at the section where it says 3 days before. I am 17 minutes into this book. Kaylee in the Discord was like, does it ever pick up? And then it like picked up for her. And I'm like, I'm having a good time with this. What do you think it's slow? Like, I'm only 17 minutes into the book, but you know, like I'm okay with the pacing. It's not that slow. It really isn't. And I just had it on the other day when I was doing some chores and I was like, this is keeping my attention. And I'm starting to learn that for narrators, I listen to the female and have a preference over female ladies and women narrators over the men. Like the men lose my attention more. So something's going on there. Unless they're British. No dice. So that's interesting to find out. I'm going to be honest, because I don't even really like audiobooks. I just use them to knock off my TBR. I'm going to be honest. There's just so many.
They are convenient.
And I'll only listen to them if they're good. Only if they're good, because if they don't hold my interest, I can't. Like Dead 11, for some reason, Dead 11, both narrators, I'm like, no, thank you.
I was like that with Schrader's Chord. Like, and you know how much Kaylee loves Schrader's Chord.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I'll listen to the audiobook. And I just couldn't focus, couldn't get into it. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude, I can't. And she's like, no, 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 read this one. This one is a reading. And I was like, okay, cool. It's not just me then.
So here's the funny thing. Every time I go home, because for Christmas, Kaylee gifted a copy of Schrader's Chord to our father, which is oh so cute and adorable. Every time I go home, and he does it multiple times.
From Parsley and Jeff.
Jeff. Every time I go home, and it's like he will have already asked this, and I go home from anywhere from like a week to a month, right? My father asked me 4 times before he had to go for our emergency to handle it. He was like, have you read this book? Your sister gave it to me. I'm like, I was on FaceTime for Christmas. I remember her giving it to you. And for the 3rd time, Dad, no, I have not read it yet. He's like, well, you should. Like, I'm glad you like it, Dad. And it makes me so happy because he's not normally like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, it gives me butterflies because we grew up with our dad having Stephen King novels.
Mm-hmm.
And not like just like a few, no. Entire collection up until like mid 2000s of Stephen King in our living room. So the fact that he is talking about another horror author and it's not just Stephen King, and he's just like, this is so good. It makes me really happy because all of the books my dad has outside of Stephen King are like political.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he is that person. So it just makes me really, really happy. But yeah, I'm going to be listening to Lute through audiobook. I have 909.53 left of the audio. If you pop out and I don't pop you back immediately in, if you lose connection or something, as it does, it's because I'm probably walking around my house in between because it's audiobook. So my husband goes to work at like 10. I'm just doing chores in between so I can like pay attention to the audiobook. Other than doing that, I would be working on my crochet nonsense. But right now what I'm working on is quite large, so I don't want to do it at my desk. So if I don't see you for a little bit and you lose connection, you will be back eventually, I promise.
Yeah.
I'm just busy and listening to the book. Which I'm pretty sure everyone else can attest that sometimes their mind wanders and they need to do something when they're listening to things. You know, there's no shame. No shame in that. Do you have any other regards before we start this run?
I do not think so.
Cool. Do we want rain sounds or anything for Floka?
I'm okay. And you have your audiobook, so.
Yeah. I'm probably turn off rain stuff. I confused myself and accidentally turned it on. I am tempted to change the background if there's something free. Ooh! Aww. It's always the plus ones. Do we feel Morning Sakura or Toto Forest is the vibe?
Toto Forest.
Toto Forest? Okay. I'm like double checking, making sure there's nothing else available to us that fits the vibe of Lute. There's Coastal Breeze, but
no, they're English beaches. They don't look like that.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go with this one. I feel like it's more on brand for some reason.
Yeah.
I have to go find it again.
There it is.
All right. Am I on the right thing? Okay, why does it look so different? Hold on. There we are. Okay. All right. We will check back with you lovely people in about 25 minutes. And on the start, there we go. We'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I am currently about 16 minutes left of the first chapter.
Oh.
Now, I have to ask, since you've read this, is it like more parts than chapters? Because, like, the beginning is an hour, essentially.
It varies. Some are longer chapters, and then there's a couple of short ones sprinkled in because it's broken up by you have a couple of big ones leading up to the day, and then the day is split up by time.
So it's kind of like how Sisters of the Lost Nation was structured.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Some of them are longer than others.
I mean, as long as it doesn't, like, jump around as much as Sisters of the Lost Nation, because I knew that threw me off a lot. I think I'll be fine. I hope.
Yeah, it's not as extreme as Sisters of the Lost Nation was.
I should have really put that as one of our recommendations for our Pride recommendations, now that I think about it.
Well, we got a whole month.
I can always make more,
We can do all the things.
right? Right now, I am still in my little sad tent of there are no Ace horror books except for Chuck Tingles. And does TJ Klune even count uh, for the horror quota? I don't even know. I really want to adjust my Ace recommendations because I'm putting that out like the last week of June.
I haven't read In the Lives of Puppets, so I can't say if there's any kind of horror elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
House in the Cerulean Sea was not, though.
Okay.
It was more fantasy.
Because my thing is, I really wanted to like, because you guys know I'm very into Pride Month and Pride all year round.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I felt as the person who does majority of the postings and the graphics, like I could not do them. And so I really wanted to try and focus on horror specifically.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are really at our core. Um, and there's so much queer horror that I was like, why not? This only gives us the opportunity to either showcase queer authors or queer stories.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really thankful that you guys gave me the suggestions that you guys did because you guys read a lot more than I do. And I've, of course, heard of these books in conversations with you guys
Mm-hmm.
or on Tour Night Fair's Instagram. But personally, I could not vouch for a lot of majority of them because I hadn't read them. And so I was just like, yes, give me your dirt so I can put the dirt that you guys can vouch for on our graphics. That would be great. Because they just and V just finished Frostbite, by the way. Speaking of Pride.
Frostbite.
I was actually talking to her last night and a little bit of this morning about Frostbite. And she's like, wait, you guys did a discussion on it? I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, is it on YouTube?
We did.
I'm
with
like,
Angela.
with Angela. And I told her, I was like, Brian McCauley also pops into the discussion. So if you want, here you go. It's on your YouTube. Yay. I forgot to mention that our discussion actually took place on December 18th, which were like the majority of the events of the book.
Oh yeah.
So I still need to tell her, but yeah, it was really nice getting to share that because I'm like looking at our recs right now and I'm like, did we include House in the Cerulean Sea in the recs that I made? And then it just popped up, so it got me a little. You know what? I'm gonna, if I can't replace it with something else more in line, I'm just gonna keep it for that one because I do have it included.
I mean, we can also do like a slide saying, hey, the first slide's like, these are horror recs. And then we have some others, and Because also I know Alazzo by
Uh-huh.
Darcy Little Badger. I think the main character is Ace, but
Oh,
I think
well,
it's more of like a YA fantasy book rather
yeah,
than horror.
I had to settle for my choices. I had to settle. Um, because like I really, really wanted to do queer horror um, throughout. But for Ace, especially, all I could find were things in young adults because asexuality as a construct didn't really come into terminology and vernacular until around 2004, 2006. So it's still
Yeah.
incredibly new, which I knew going in. I mean, you know your stuff. Okay. When you are that thing, you know your stuff. And part of the problem that I'm having is a lot of ace people identified with bisexuality for so long because it was the only thing that they could really like closely to accuracy describe how they felt.
Yeah.
And so there's still a lot of bisexual overlap, which is part of the reason why I felt no qualms moving Mr. Tingle's books, or Dr. Tingle, I should say, because they don't even go by he, him, really. Um, so sorry. Um, but I moved theirs to Ace because there was just nothing. There was nothing.
Oops.
I was lucky to find Sawkill Girls, and I didn't even want to include that one because there's like ace phobia in it too,
Mm-hmm.
despite having an ace character.
Yeah, any of the examples I can really think of are more fantasy.
Yeah,
It's not as
it's not.
prevalent in horror. Like I just
Yeah,
finished reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and she's very autistic coded.
yeah,
And
maybe.
and I was for a good portion of the book, I was like, I wonder if she's ace as well. And she kind of describes it in the book like she's only had one relationship, and she's like, I'm just choosy, I guess. But I definitely got some like ace vibes from her as well.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it.
I have only made it 3 chapters into Emily Wilde's. I tried to do the audiobook. I hate the audiobook. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
It
read
it
it on
just
my Kindle.
it doesn't hold my interest. So I'm going to get it as a Kindle book, I think, or rent it on Libby again and try again. Because at the period of time that I tried to start it, which was a year ago now,
Hmm.
I lost my job.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't felt comfortable really picking it up since. And the audiobook is not my cup of tea, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go for the audiobook because the way it's formatted, like it's her
mhm,
journal entries with the dates,
mhm.
sometimes I find stuff like that get my brain just doesn't handle well on audiobook, so I'm glad I read it.
Yeah,
Like
and that was part of the
later.
reason why I was having so much of a hard time with Sisters of the Lost Nation as well, because of that. And I think Sign Here also had a similar element.
Yeah, kind of.
Hearing it is very different than reading it. That's the main gist. If I read it, I can remember because I know one of Grady's books. I can't tell you which one, honestly, does the same thing, but I remember it a lot more because I think only one of Grady Hendrix's books have I audiobooked, and that was We Sold Our Souls. I mean, no, wait a minute.
I know Final Girl Support Group has an audio because Adrian King did part of it. She was
Yeah,
the original Friday the 13th Final Girl, for those that are normal and
I
don't
think
know
I
a little bit
lightly
about
confused myself.
Friday the 13th.
I think I lightly confused myself. I've never audiobooked Grady's books. I think the only one that I didn't read in paper physicality was We Sold Our Souls. Um, but honestly, I don't remember much of We Sold Our Souls other than the main plot because it's a road trip book, and I don't like road trip books. I will watch them in movie format all the day
I was
long.
gonna say, but how do you feel about movie format? Because if you don't like movie road trips, that rules out Crossroads with Britney Spears.
Oh, I actually just watched that, 2 days ago.
That's so funny.
It was so good. It
It is,
was
like,
so good.
I've
Uh,
got a lot of nostalgia for that movie.
and it made me realize that we really should have had Britney Spears acting more. She was
Like, just look at her music videos, like,
right?
girl
Well, I
needed
mean,
to act.
I actually prefer her more as an actress than a singer, and I never thought Britney Spears, of all people, I would feel that way about. But seeing her as Lucy, it was just it was so good, and of course, I've listened to the audiobook version for her memoir, and I'm just like, "I know too much. I know too much.
No.
I'm burdened with knowledge now." But man, it was so good, it was so good. But yeah, if anyone has suggestions for ace representation in horror books, please hit me up, because all I have is YA and dark romantasy, and then, of course, Dr. Tingle. So if no one recommends them to me, I'm just gonna edit the category and put more Dr. Tingle or more TJ Klune. I'm trying to be more inclusive, but there's really just like nothing.
Yeah. Like,
And
even
I
I said,
think,
like, I've got a few I know of that are in fantasy, but even then, it's not a lot.
yeah, I feel like outside of Sawkill Girls and The Black Door, the only one that I feel comfortable recommending is Aces Wild. And I love Loveless, and I really appreciate, uh there's one other that always pops in my head, but I can't remember what it is titled right now. I appreciate them, and I did think about considering them and adding them, but, like, I'm trying to do it more to our audience, not so much what's available.
Yeah.
So if you have recommendations, hit me up, and I will look into them. I need to add more to my Pride TBR anyway, so. But I'm gonna restart this counter for our second part of the sprint and get back to loot.
Yep. Go back to the island.
Yes, exactly. Hello.
Hello.
I am now on 2 days before, about 9 minutes in.
Okay.
I have 55 minutes left of the chapter, and I kind of regret looking. I felt so progressive on my listening ability, and I'm sitting here, and I'm also updating certain things in the YouTube while I am listening and just trying to be productive, because when I am not being productive on my computer for Crypt stuff, I am working on the behemoth over there because I want it done. I want it done. I want it done so I can use it already. So I really haven't been at my computer at that, and I had to return the keyboard. And I have another one that should be here tomorrow. So I'm a little backed behind a little bit on doing those things. So making sure everything is the way that it should be. How are you going with your reading?
I'm good. I'm on the day before.
Oh, okay.
So not that far.
You're like what?
I'm enjoying rereading it.
The chapter after me, I think.
Yes.
Okay. That's not bad. We're pretty close. Pretty close to each other. That's nice, actually. Because apparently, I think Kaylee might have already finished it. I don't know. Based on the Discord comments, she's a lot further.
She's, I think, maybe about halfway through, based on,
Oh,
or
okay.
what she was last time I talked to her.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna hit save. I just updated our thumbnail for this reading sprint, so I don't have to look at our YouTube nail. That didn't sound right.
No, I know what you mean.
The whole processing moment I had on that. Oof. I really do need to take like this weird orange tangerine color off. Oh no! What is no? No one heard anything. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is what happens when you edit and you're on YouTube still. You just random things play. Just random things. Gotta love that.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my entire train of thought because all of a sudden, past me was talking in a past video. I'm so glad I had 2 cups of coffee today. Tried to be preventative. And yet, here we are.
I gotta move my leg. I'm sorry.
I have to do that all the time with my cats, and they like wake up with this snarky face, like, no, your leg is my pillow.
Like, how dare
I'm
you
not
move?
moving.
I deigned myself to come and lie here, and you're moving?
Right?
Absolutely not.
Right? Every time I sit underneath my coffee table, because we don't have like an actual table, so we eat at the coffee table, or the couch. Every time when I sit crisscross applesauce underneath it, Xavier will come over and just use my foot as a pillow and will fit himself into the crevice of my leg. And this is so cute. This cat does not tolerate me at all. But if my foot and my leg are available, he's like, ah, yes, perfect resting bench. And I'm like, thanks. Love you. Mean it. I wish he liked me more, but it is what it is. His dad is his favorite person, and I already know it. It's fine. I've known it since 2019. Which his gotcha day is actually coming up in 10 days.
Aw, it's around the same time as Parsley.
Oh, he's so cute. We got him on Father's Day in 2019.
Parsley's, well, his gotcha day is on the 14th. So, like 8 days. So he's probably born about 3 weeks before that.
Yeah, he was born somewhere around mid-April because we got him when he was like 6 weeks.
He's gonna be
16.
11 this year.
Yeah, that chunker, he's like 4. 4 or 5. I think he's 5 this year. I'm not entirely sure. I'm bad at math. But I love him. He's stupid and he chews yarn like it's sweater spaghetti, but I love him. I love him very much. I will see
Peepers
you in
will
about
be
24
4
minutes.
or 6 this year. How old will you be? 6. He was 5 last year.
I don't like it when I recognize that the cats are getting older. I don't like it.
I find it very insulting that they start recommending senior food at like 7. I'm like,
Exactly.
no.
On average, cats live to 14 to what, 20 years?
Right. And as soon as that injection is available, these suckers are getting it.
I'll see you in about 23 minutes. Hello.
Hello.
Man, I'm so tired. I've just been sitting here and doing the backlog of updating YouTube videos and making sure they're being pushed out correctly. And my eyes are just like burning.
Take a break.
No, because if I don't do it now, I won't do it. Because I am at my desk, and I know the second I'm done with this reading stream, I'm not going to come back to my desk till tomorrow. So I know myself. I just want to get it done now because all I'm doing is just updating the descriptions and making sure that the things that need to be put are there. But it takes a minute to do. And with being on the trip home for a month, I have a little bit of backlog for like April videos, and then maybe Carmilla, I think. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure when I stopped being able to actually edit. So it is what it is, unfortunately. And I won't know until I click it and I look.
Sorry, Pete.
Oh no, what's wrong with Pete? What did
Loud
you do?
noise, scare cat.
Oh yeah, that's pretty easy to do. My husband likes to joke that he just exists, and the fact that he exists scares Xena. I'm like, well, maybe if you were less spooky and less of a tyrant, she wouldn't be scared of you. It sounds bad out of context. He does not like abuse the cats or anything.
No, I know what you mean. Never would think that about.
No, he's a great cat dad. He just walks like he has cinder blocks strapped to his feet. And so it'll wake Xena up and she's not quite sure what's going on, and so she'll run away.
Yeah.
Love him. Truly. Would not have married him if him and my cat did not get along. Okay.
Facts.
She loves her dad. She loves her dad so much. Yeah, I'm talking about you, cutie patootie. Right now, she is in a keyboard keycap box, taking a nap.
Okay.
And it's so funny because she like barely fits it.
Aww. Aww, Nina.
I love her. She is trying so hard, and both of them will take turns sleeping in it.
Cute.
I love her. I'm so excited for that keyboard to come in tomorrow. Look at my keycap. Look how cool.
They look very cute.
I'm very excited. Yes, I'm boring and bland, and they're translucent and pink, but I'm very, very excited. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I had to return the keyboard because when I typed on it, it had this like horrific metal clang anytime I tried to use the spacebar.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really nice with my computer.
I like a very like soft, not even a click, like a very soft noise. And I enjoy the like haptic feedback stuff, so it feels a bit on your fingers, like knowing I typed. I don't know. It just feels nice on my hands.
Yeah. And only having a laptop, I'm kind of sick of trying to just type all the time on this flat keyboard.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like I don't touch the keys. And that's how spelling mistakes happen. Do we want to keep going with the sprint tonight, or? because it's 5 till 9.
Yeah. We can end it. It's like 2 hours.
We've been, yeah, an hour and 53 minutes.
Woo.
I'm just asking so I can like remove Flocus first and foremost, so it's gone. And I'm just incredibly tired because I've been also editing and doing stuff like that. Don't take a break from your part-time gig, guys, because then you'll have like a month of stuff you have to go back and fix. That's the lesson here. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I think I have like realistically 4 more videos I need to double check. I'm just tired.
If it's actual like editing of the video.
Oh, it's just description.
No. I mean, I can help with that too. If there's ever any like actual editing of a video, like I went to school for that for a while.
No, but also while we are here, I think I'm gonna get like a button for our discussions for when you guys like pop off on being really inappropriate. I'm like, stop it, so that I have like a visual marker of what I need to edit.
Just hold up
the button.
Sorry.
I rewatched the Your Shadow Half Remains discussion the other day. Personally, I think it's one of our best discussions. But I got to the point towards the end, and Kaylee was so tired. And I noticed stuff, I was like, I'm going to have to go back and edit that out, aren't I? I really don't want to do that. I only get on to you guys about doing stuff like that because I don't want to have to create more workload for anyone, but especially me. And also, I don't know how to blend it to where it looks natural once it's cut. So I've learned a lot and how to do a lot for this. Don't make me do that.
We should pick a silly noise.
Right? Just play it every 5 seconds. I could probably actually do that because I do know how to insert audio to do that. So I might. If
That's
you
probably
have a suggestion in
especially if we all have some kind of, even if it's like not an obvious one, but though I think it would be funny if it was. That way it's easy to find scrubbing through and then just yeah.
But like realistically, it was one of our best discussions talking point wise and what we wanted to talk and discuss about. And then we got to like the tail end, and then we all kind of got silly because it was like a really long, our longest discussion. And we got to the Devlin Bowman speak because Kaylee misinterpreted me referencing I still don't know what it's called in Bikini Bottom, but it's like the nega Bikini Bottom where like it's all dark. And anytime you run into a person in this part of Bikini Bottom, they're like, "What are you doing here?" Like every word, it's. And Kaylee thought I meant Devlin Bowman. I'm like, no, I literally meant SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's right.
And then from like that point on, things just got.
I actually made a list of like during the thing. I made a list of like dumb stuff we did and said. I was like, I should make, because it would be a week tomorrow. Did you miss the discussion? And it's a bunch of stupid memes, like out of context spoilers for the discussion.
Right.
I was like, this is fine meme. Group trauma.
I've even thought of going to make reels from that discussion, and I'm like, I don't know what I can make a reel of because it's like super heavy, and then like the lightest sophomore humor you've ever heard.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
It was funny.
But anyway, so movie night's coming up. Look for information on that tomorrow. Our discussion is the 27th of this month, which is the last Thursday of the month. Happy Pride Month to everyone, not just the aces. I'm repping, but not just the aces. Pride Month for all. And whatever I said at the beginning of this video, pay attention to that, because I am really out of it. Bye.
For whatever reason, I don't think they would, but if there's any homophobes watching this, I hope you have a very uncomfortable month. Because the gay is everywhere.
The gay is everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Sparkly letters.
First and foremost, they shouldn't even be here in the first place.
Exactly. I was like, if for some reason they are here,
yeah, they're in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're lost for one.
Yeah. But thank you for everyone who was here during this sprint or may encounter this in the future. Thank you for coming, and I hope you guys have a really nice night.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.